हेलो पीपल, वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। आज वक्त है एक और स्टोरी का। तो टुडे विल गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट प्रिडिक्टिव मॉडलिंग और आई विल गिव सम एग्जांपल्स टू प्रूव दैट इट इज़ नथिंग न्यू but what is something has been existing for a very long with us, but just it's just like we have never observed this thing before. Before getting started, please like and subscribe to the channel to support me make more such videos for you. So let's get started. So predictive modeling, as you have heard in AI and ML techniques, they use predictive modeling for strategy. Companies use for strategy and policy making. People use to predict different things, different sales and everything. So what is it, predictive modeling? matlab, is it magic? How is a machine going to tell you what's going to happen? So it's nothing new. Basically, it's being with us. It's like our human brain is designed predictive machine from start itself. So I'll give you some example. There was a woman in the USA. She was a paramedic. She went to a party in a house gathering, family gathering thing, and she observed a man and she feels something wrong, although the person was perfectly doing well. She saw him, and then she suddenly went up to him, and then she said like, you don't look good. The man take it like a joke, and he said like, I don't like your look either. But she insisted like, you don't look good, you need to see a doctor, please see a doctor, something. So when she insisted 2-3 times, the man went for the doctor, and then it turns out to be he had a major artillery blockage, and that led him to go for a major surgery which saved his life from a major heart attack. Because what that paramedic has observed, she has observed unusual blood flow, unusual color of his skin. Because when heart is blocked or when arteries is blocked, the body will try to pump the blood to the more required part, like more critical organs, rather than on your skin. So that what happened, and what she observed in that man. So at that day, she predicted that he is having some heart problem or some problem with his heart, without diagnosing, just with a look. So she predicted that thing. How's that happen? Now again, one thing, one in the Vietnam War, one military colonel from USA was able to find enemy missiles in a radar among the their own fleet of planes. Even though the radar only shows, if you have seen a radar, it only shows dots and the speed that dot is moving. So even though the missile was moving on the same speed of their same flight, but on his judgmental scale, they just busted that dot, and it turns out to be a missile and not their own plane. So that saved a lot of people there. He also predicted something. If you go to some jewelry shop, the person who has been selling diamonds or stone or something, he just looked at your stone or something, and he will be able to tell that whether it's a fake or a real one. So that is also a prediction. So how's that thing, like that I've given you 3-4 examples of prediction basically, and these examples goes way back in the past, before the AI and ML thing came into play for long back. So that proves that people brain was designed to observe the metrics and predict the results. Like that lady, the paramedic, has an experience of observing the people with have heart issues, so she knows how a person who is about to have a heart attack will look like. Okay, she can design the metrics, she can design the feature that what color represent a bad heart condition. Similarly, the military veteran knows the house that even though the dot are moving at same speed and width of same size, he's just observed the skill and he finds out which one is missile and which is their own plane. Similarly, the jewelry things. So that is what people are now teaching the machines to predict based on key metrics. That is what we call predictive modeling. It's been with us, it's just we are teaching it to machines now. There are different models and algorithms to do that. So that is what predictive modeling. It's been with us for very long. It's not a new thing, but just it's we are transferring it to from human experiences to machines. And it's not a hard and fast rule that everything can be predicted, because a machine cannot predict anything. It can predict only one thing, only things that can be observed by humans. It won't go beyond that. Like, I will give you one more example which cannot be predicted. There was a person, Joe Flom. He was an immigrant from Eastern Europe to USA. His family went to USA as immigrant, and then he has basic education, and then he went for law studies in Harvard. When he went out of the Harvard, he applied for a job, but he could not get a job in a big firm. At that time, big firm was dealing with tax services of the corporates. Basically, they put all the tax and compliance in line for the different big corporate offices. So these are called like white shoe jobs in the corporate, and they have a monopoly. Up to three firm had monopoly. Then Joe Flom could only be landed to a small firm that was just started at that time, that called Scadle. And then he started and he just asked the owner like what type of law we are into. The owner laughed and said whatever comes to our store. Basically whatever business comes to their door, they deal with that. So basically they got some cases on this thing, the proxy wars. Like at that time the companies and file suits to other companies just to acquire the company or to bully the company. So they get those kind of basically cases which other big firms were not interested into too. So because they were more into like tax and then compliances and those kind of stuff. So they started doing that. They were like all the cases they are for this particular proxy was basically been given to them because nobody was interested in that. But in late 70s and early 80s, it happens to be there was tremendous growth in this kind of cases, because a lot of corporates trying to merge with another corporates, and then they tried to incorporate or they acquire a lot of other companies. But what happens is those big firms which were doing tax and everything were not expertise in this, and the only person was doing for like 5-10 years for this kind of cases start getting these jobs. So that is the one case where they grew tremendously and they become the biggest firm in the USA, biggest law firm in the USA. So that is one case that cannot be predicted. What is going to happen in future, which skill going to be more demanded in future, and what will be the scenario in the future cannot be predicted by any machine, cannot be predicted by any human. Only thing that can be predicted, which can be observed through experience, through key matrix, and through the observable points. So that is what predictable prediction modeling works like. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching.